The Atlantic Council's birth in 1961 was prompted by one of the most dangerous moments of the Cold War.
It's a bomb. Duck and cover.
It was the inaugural year of the youngest president ever elected in America, John F. Kennedy.
The assault has begun on the dictatorship of Fidel Castro.
Fast forward to the Bay of Pigs in April, fast forward to June, Superpower Summit in Vienna, and then in August you have the construction of the Berlin Wall, which divided the free and unfree worlds for a further 3 decades. The Atlantic Council came together at an inflection point in history. There was a global ideological struggle. There was a showdown of the 2 great superpowers of their day, and some of the great foreign policy actors came together and said, we have to make sense of this. We have to act in common purpose to shape a better future.
In the cities, police and civil defense teams clear the streets.
I think it was a time when we were really beset, and all with the backdrop of these 2 powers acquiring nuclear weapons at an extremely rapid pace. And so where was all this heading?
NATO is one of the best and the earliest examples of cooperation between Western Europe and North America.
It had psychological support, but people didn't know that much about it. And this was an attempt to provide intellectual support, if you will, for the military program of containment. And the council was extremely successful. And then the Cold War ended.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I'm Peter Jennings in New York. Just a short while ago, astonishing news from East Germany, where the East German authorities have said, in essence, that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore.
People began to say, well, you know, what's the Atlantic Council for anymore? So I thought, organized as it is around an idea of a community, we ought to remake it and focus it on the problems of the future. The pattern of the world is very different now than it was in the Cold War. We need to navigate through this very difficult world. And to me, the instrument to help us do that is the Atlantic Council.
How do we integrate China? How do we deal with the nuclear weapons aspirations of Iran? How do you wrestle with climate change? How do you wrestle with global financial instability? Somebody has to be the glue that holds this all together. We're dramatically remaking our institution for the future. 6 of our 10 programs and centers have been created in the past 5 years and are aimed squarely at this challenging world. These are new developments recognizing that the Atlantic community can't just be about itself any longer. It has to be about reshaping the world and working with our global friends to reshape the world.
I hope the Atlantic Council will help us find an anchor in this world and do it successfully.
The historic moment now is as important as it was in 1918, 1945, 1989. We have to recognize this historic moment. We are an activist organization that's going on the offensive for the issues that we care about and with the partners that are important to us to make sure that we have a better global future.